Hello everyone, it's me, Boink the Clown, aka Justin Russ. I'm sorry, at this point right now, I can't blink. If I blink, then this thing is going to enter into my room and kill me. So I'm trying my hardest not to blink. Oh shit, I just blinked and I closed my eyes. Okay, good. Pardon me for that. Have you ever had the feeling like there's some strange things out in the world that you are not entirely sure about? You don't know too much about it. After all, we don't know too much about the world itself. Let's look at it this way. Here's what I'm getting at. This is a top 25 list, and it's based on the SCP Foundation. The SCP Foundation is supposedly a creepypasta-based foundation based on stories of anomalies, objects, or creatures that we have no idea about that could be potentially dangerous. SCP Foundation is stand for the Secure, Contain, and Protect Foundation. And under strict guidelines, I can only give you a select few, which I have right here. Right here. Keep everything in a little book like this. Based on their strict orders, I can only give you ones that they have cataloged on the website. For fear that if I tell you any others that creep me out, I could easily get terminated by sniper fire. So here's a list of my 25 top creepiest SCPs. Starting off with number 25, SCP-522, also known as the Blood Draining Carpet. This big carpet looks like a red hue shag carpet. Any victim that stands on this carpet will literally be sucked in, as the carpet will rise up, and its fibers will attract like hair-like needles to go into the skin and physically drain the person from every blood out of the person until there is nothing but a heap of a carcass on the carpet when it's done. Number 24, SCP-790, also known as the alias Blood. SCP-790 is an SCP that a man, that a man who is known to have, when he looks like blood is coming out of every orifice of his body. Well, it turns out that this little sentient blood thing in his body, the blood in his body, is so sentient that when he tries to get new flesh, it will rip open all things and continuously bleed him out. Kind of weird if you think about it. Number 23, SCP-029, aka the Daughter of Shadows. This Asiatic Indian pubescent female has a very dark pigmentation over 80% of her body. She can use any kind of thing as a weapon, which is why she's refused bed, clothing, and a whole bunch of other things. She also has extreme homicidal tendencies, and prefers not to shed blood, so she kills by strangulation Her own people, she was known as a god to them. They were trying to sacrifice over 1,000 souls, I believe, to her. On the attempts to appease her, Daughter of Shadows is known to keep her pigmentation. It keeps growing. That is until they started airstriking their own people. The pigmentation then stopped, and her attempts to escape have increased. Number 22. SCP-035. SCP-035 is known as the Possessive Mask. This mask can take over anybody. It can take over any human base shape too. Corpses, mannequins, name it. And can use it in a way that no normal human being can be used. Its IQ has been tested to be in the highest percentile, in the ninth percentile, which is one of the highest percentiles of IQ that anything can have. It has a very deep knowledge of the brain, and it can easily take over any human-based figure, and has extreme sadistic and manipulative tendencies. The Possessive Mask is also trying to get people to let him out. He is a comedy mask that at times can turn into tragedy when people don't look at him. He's very sentient, he's very violent. And another thing that makes him even more creepy is the fact that he has a very corrosive liquid that leaks through every orifice of his front, and not just in his sides, but on his back. That is corrosive to anything except for the mask itself. SCP-21. SCP-21 is 729. I didn't look at that right. SCP-729, aka known as Marble Bath, is a bath made of the finest of marbles in the 18th century style, I believe. This bath that if anybody takes a bath in it, it will cause an extreme relaxed state to the point where that person will be so relaxed they cannot exit the bath of their own accord. The bath then drains any parasites, any cancerous growths, and any artificial implants from the person's body. Within 5 minutes, it begins to drain the organs and other things from the body. If any exterior force stops them from the streamlike state that they're in, it will cause extreme pain and they will die. Regardless, if you stay in the bath for up to 15 minutes, you will be physically drained, and within 30 minutes, you will be completely deconstructed. All that will be left is the soup of organic material. Also, the bath is stained in blood. That's what the marble looks like it's been stained with. Creepy, right? SCP-178 is number 20. SCP-178, aka the 3D specs. If anybody puts on these specs, there will be different types of figures that will be adjacent from them. If you don't go near them, you'll be perfectly fine. But if you go near them, they will then attack you. Well, if you get close to them, you will be stabbed sharply, like razors going into your body, and it will continue to keep this sensation going until you stop moving. More or less, until you're dead. Number 19, SCP-8895, aka the Ornate Oak Coffin. as I like to call it, but it's actually known as the camera disruption. The camera disruption, or the oak coffin, is said to produce very hallucinogenic, mind-altering stasis and different things that, if viewed from a very far distance, the viewer begins to hallucinate and have all sorts of problems that can lead to cardiac arrest and heart attack. Those who are close to it and touching it will not experience these symptoms, though. It also disrupts camera work too. Number 18, SCP-025. SCP-025 is known as the well-worn wardrobe. It is a wardrobe that holds several different types of clothing from several different eras. Anyone who puts on this clothing, the imperfections of these clothing will be the cause of their death. You will be injured or killed in the areas where the defect happens. Creepy. Number 17 is SCP-087, aka the Stairwell. We all know what the Stairwell is, and it's one of the most popular of SCPs around. Not only that, but it also has a game of its own. I mean, for Christ's sake, we have SCP-087-B. SCP-087 is a infinite stairwell that leads to nothingness. Several people, though, have went in there and have gazed upon two different SCP things that are around there. The more you go down, the more the voice of a child will be at the same pitch no matter where you go. But SCP-087-1 is a man with a very pale eyes. And it is stated that people who have gazed upon him will probably enter a catatonic state and never be rescued. There's another one down there, which is SCP-087-2 or -B1-2. And I don't remember the effects that happens, but it's kind of a creepy thing. Number 16 is SCP-049, aka the Plague Doctor. Again, another one that we all know of. Another one that we all can recognize right off the bat. It's pretty famous since SCP Containment Breach, and a lot of people have known about it way before that. SCP-049, the Plague Doctor, is inevitably dressed like an old Plague Doctor during the bubonic plague era. Although the leathery thing that it looks like a robe is actually made from muscle tissue. Yes, so it's pretty much just muscle. SCP-049 also has the same Plague Doctor mask during that time. His touch is invariably lethal to humans, and if touched by him, he will turn them into zombies by working on them. I'm sorry, I'd be creeped out by that. Number 15 is SCP-1074, which is named Stendhal's Nightmare. It's a painting that most people that have recognized it have a strange compulsion to sit and marvel at its majesty, and suffer from the same effects as Stendhal syndrome. Inevitably, the painting causes the viewer to want to touch out people and tell them how glorious it is, how great a masterpiece it is, before they end up dying. Number 14, SCP-409. 409, a Keter class SCP, is known as the Contagious Crystal. The Contagious Crystal is to never be touched physically at all. Nobody should touch it at all. SCP-409, if touched, the person will be turned into a crystal. Immediately, crystallization will begin, and by the end of it, you will turn into nothing more than a crystal, only to be incinerated. Number 13, another famous SCP, SCP-173, aka the Sculpture. We all know who SCP-173 is, and we all know what he does, and he's very famous. He is the original. SCP-173 is made of concrete and rebar and Krylon spray paint. What it does is if you look at him, he can't move. If you don't look at him and you blink, he can move. And if you blink and he gets close to you, he will probably kill you by snapping your neck at the base of the skull. We all know who he is. That's the legit of what I'm going to give you. Number 12, SCP-823. SCP-823, known as the Carnival of Horrors, is an old theme park that was nicknamed Bloody Sunday due to the fact that several people were killed on a Sunday on the roller coaster. There was a red zone around the area which no SCP person can go into. Anybody that tries to enter will be terminated by sniper fire. There's a lot of deaths that have occurred during this park, and a lot of horrible deeds have happened. Read up on it. It's too much for me to go on, so read up on it, give it a read. It's definitely worth it. Number 11, SCP-513, aka the Cowbell. I call it the Cowbell. It's proper. The Cowbell is an old, unremarkable, rusty cowbell that anybody who looks at it will have this thing follow me. It came with a note. Now you see it. Now it can hear you. Now you've touched it. Now it can see you. Never ring it. If you hear it, now he can touch you. Which is weird because anybody who's ever heard the ringing of the bell does not see him. Those who do touch the bell, it will be followed by this creature who is pale, creepy looking, ghostly. But he will turn tail and run anybody who gazes upon it. If you don't gaze upon it, he would inevitably attack you. Those who try to sleep at night can't sleep for fear that this thing will be attacking them. Inevitably, they will die from lack of sleep. Number 10, SCP-1048, aka Build-A-Bear. SCP-1048 is a Keter class teddy bear. This teddy bear is known to be friendly and gentle. But that's a ruse. He can make duplicates of himself using any material whatsoever. In fact, he made a duplicate of themselves that had human ears. Anybody who, and whenever they escaped, anybody who tried to stop them, 7 people were killed when the duplicate opened its mouth and let out a blood-curdling scream. They died within 3 minutes. SCP number 9 is obviously another famous SCP, SCP-682, aka the Hard to Destroy Reptile. Another one that we all know, we all have read up on. The Hard to Destroy Reptile is a vaguely huge reptile with enormous strength. Could not be contained. It's broken out of its containment and is to be destroyed as soon as possible. It can move, it can change size, it can destroy everything, and I wouldn't want to meet it. Number 8, SCP-1128. 1128, aka the Aquatic Horror, is inevitably the ability to put out an image of this creature, this gigantic ocean-dwelling creature. Don't look at my shirt. Ironic that I'm wearing this shirt while I'm saying this, but anyway, those who hear this picture or get this image in their mind of what this monster is, because somebody has told them this, If they submerge themselves in any form of water, bathtub, pool, what you name it, their full body submerged, they will enter this water where they will be chased by SCP-1128 and chased all the way until they can fully escape SCP-1128. Those who do not escape will be killed and their bones will rise up to the top of this area. Those who do escape will inevitably get back to where they once were. So, to be fair, if you have an idea of what this creature is, don't submerge yourself in water, because I don't do it. Number 7. SCP-1873. What's in the box? What's in the box is an old crayon, or Crayola colored, crayon thing, dust thing. You know, that it is stated on the 21st of each month, it will head to the nearest graveyard to a person who was killed by another person within 7 days of the 21st happening. Sometimes it can come back with different material from these corpses. Sometimes it can't. To me, that's kind of creepy. Number 6, SCP-993, aka Bobble the Clown. Now, most people are terrible at clowns. To me, I don't mind clowns. I think clowns are cool. But this one kind of creeps me out, due to the fact that Bobble was an old TV show for kids, though ages 10 and up. That person was stated to be in a coma for the whole show until it was done, and they were woke up. Whereas the kids under 10 experience desires of cannibalism, or wanting to do cannibalism, murder, and a whole bunch of other things. You know, horrible, horrible deeds. Some of them even did it. Yeah. Aside from that, we'll just not talk about it too much. Okay. Number 5, we have SCP-096. Another famous one. We all know him as the Shy Guy. What's creepy about him? Well, let me tell you. He's a gigantic, humanoid-like creature who always covers his face like this with his big hands. If he ever moves his hands and he sees you, he will let out a terrifying screech, terrifying roar, moans, groans, you'll freak out. And then, at 35 miles per hour, he will come and kill those who actually have seen his face by attacking them. Sorry, I had to do it. Anyway, he will attack those who have seen their face and leave nothing, no trail, except blood on the floor. That's it. Number 4, Fernand the Cannibal. He's a big, fucking, giant ass, fucking cannibal. That's what SCP-082 is. He speaks fluent French and he speaks English. I don't know, just a gigantic, giant cannibal. I read up on him a while ago and now I can't remember too much. All I know is he's a gigantic cannibal. I really like him to evil. Number 3, SCP-610, aka the flesh that eats. This is a flesh-eating disease found in Siberia that if anyone gets to its contained area, so to speak, they will inevitably catch it. And within a few minutes, they will get symptoms of flu-like symptoms and other things. Then their vitals were stopped for about 3 minutes before starting up again 3 to 2 times their normal rate of heartbeat. And then they will begin to anchor themselves into the ground to the nearest thing they can find, and their body mold around this corner, like a fucking vine. It's creepy, and I'm never going inside here. Number 2, SCP-106. Known as many things. The Old Man, Radical Larry, son of a bitch. SCP-106. It's a Keter-class humanoid who looks like he's been corroded. In fact, he has a very strong corrosion. He's sentient and he's violent. If he comes for you, he can walk through walls, he can walk through pretty much anything. How he's contained in that cell, I don't know. But fuck it. Whatever. SCP-106. If he catches you, he will begin to corrode. But not corrode in a way that could die. In fact, he'll take you to a dimension known as the Pocket Dimension, where he stores several victims. Doesn't even need to eat. He does it out of desire. He will take you to Pocket Dimension. If you can't escape, he will kill you and eat you. If you do get out, you get out, and you survive, and you get the fuck out of there. SCP-169 is number 1. Now you're thinking to yourself, why is SCP-169 the top one? The one that tops the Old Man, tops the sculpture, tops, hell, even the Flesh That Hates, tops 096, tops the Heart of the Destroyer Reptile, tops them all. Why? Because 169, to me, is one of the scariest creatures out there. You know that thing where you go to Atlantis? In the movie Atlantis, the Disney movie, there's a thing that the explorers passed before they got to Atlantis. That thing was known as the Leviathan. Apparently, by what the SCP Foundation states, it exists. And it exists near the southern tip of South America. It is so large, it has no containment center. Nothing on Earth can contain this creature. Nothing. You have nothing to contain. Is he sentient and is he violent? Yes. We assume. We don't mess with him. He's a big ass thing. Big ass octopus. I don't like it. I don't want to go to South America and go into the ocean because of this. I'm fine. I'm not going to be attacked by it. Okay, I don't mind being in the water, but I hate being under the water in an ocean, vast ocean, or something like that, or something like a big ass, or like anything like what they have is these aquatic horrors out there that could kill me. No. That's why, for me, he's number 1, because I have a deep, I shouldn't say fear, a deep terror that something under the water could easily kill me if I went out in the ocean, far out in the ocean. So that's why he's number 1. And that's my top 25 creepiest SCPs. If you like this video, I will let you know that I am planning on doing a whole video series for the numerous SCPs that are on here, or that are our catalog, and ones that I had to do even more research on. The ones that are blocked on the wiki, I had to do a little bit more research on, and I had to do some digging, obviously, and I will do those as well. Some of them can be interesting and some are not, but I will do a video series for the SCPs. If you like that idea, let me know. If you don't, let me know anyway. Another thing is, I am also going to finally do that Contagious villains thing, and I will upload that sometime soon. So keep a lookout for those. The first one will be SCP-001, and the next one for the Disney villains mentality is Fantasia villains. Not much to work on, but I'm gonna try. So until another time, to all my trapezoids out there, thank you for watching. I really thank you for subscribing. Tell your friends if you liked me. I will try to do some sketches as well too. I don't know how that works, but I'm gonna try. So in the meantime, I will see you guys later, and in a future video, I'll talk to you later as well. Goodbye.